battle about corruption, what you guys are doing today, but I was alone. Nearly spent pesa mingi sana, you know? But at the end of the day, nikasema, you know what? I gave up. Mi nikasema hata sisa invest Kenya tena. Because that left me bruised. It left me in a financial...
Umemute, Githur. You muted. We're not hearing you.
Oh, sorry. So nilikuwa nasema, to see you guys come out and put the government to task the way you have done, this is what I was dreaming of. And I'm so happy, very excited. Nilikuwa nataka kusema, just briefly, kwa sababu kuna watu wengi sana watakuongea. Nilikuwa nasema, unajua hii movement yenu, inakapoa sana. But the road to 2027, unajua in Kenya you access power through political parties. Na tukue realistic. Wate kama huku US, Trump when he left, alikuwa na poll in the 20s. Nobody would have thought that this guy can access power again. Today, he's ahead of Biden. So hata mtu kaa Ruto, vile ako leo, ati hakuna mtu anampenda, Eldoret wana riot, wameleta wheelbarrow chini. This guy can repackage himself. Alafu wane 2027, youth ndio wanamvotia tena. So maybe what I want to talk about me, what's the long-term strategy here? Unajua, how do you keep a movement like yours going? Well, you guys are actually, your enemies are outside. Mko na enemies Kenya, which is the Ruto regime. Na bado, all these other African leaders, they're also fighting against you because if you succeed, guess what? They'll have turmoil in their own countries and the youths are going to go to the street. And they have started. They have started to go to the street. So guess what? It is in their interest if you guys fail. So you have to keep an eye on that. So how do you keep going? I know e-movement, ni leaders and stuff like that. But at least kuna mse aliongea akaanza talk about long-term strategy. How do you organize? You are going to need money. Need political strategy. Those are the realities. Kama kuna mse raise point poa sana akasema kuna mse anasaidia wale wase wako hosi. We need to be organized on all spheres. Tukuwe na database. The protesters, how can we reach them? Tukuwe na database ya professionals. Ikuwa ni lawyers that are willing to join this movement. Tuko na kwa database. Ikuwa ni doctors, nurses. So that when there is a protest, we can mobilize these people quickly. Na kila mtu, if you are a lawyer, if you are a doctor, if you are a nurse, if whatever you are, ikuwa ni wase wa kupatia na maji, kudonate maji. Let us bring everybody on board so that it's a broad-based protest. The other thing is that it's good, and I like the fire that you guys have because I see myself in you guys. Ni vile siko kwa ground. It is good to broaden this protest. Everybody can contribute. Hata kwa msi atanunua kesi moja ya maji, that is still okay. Kila mtu contribute apatie hiyo chance. The other thing is that how do you organize yourself politically? Because the reality of the matter is that the fire is there, which is the main ingredient. But how do you keep it going? How do you access power? Because mi nataka story ya Kenya ikuwe, because that is my country. Mi ni Mkenya. Nataka story hizi protest ikuwe. You know what? We went out, took a protest, everybody participated, and this is what we got. Staki ikuwe another story ati wase walitokea and we never got changes. Kama sasa Ruto si amerisaiko wase. What change is that? Si amerisaiko wase. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So, unachiki sasa hapo hakuna change. So there is that, and then there is another thing about staying focused on what are the irreducible minimums that need to be achieved. Mimi, to be honest with you, mi nataka to focus na vitu specific. Kuna watu wanasema cross the border, cross the airport, and I understand their anger. Mi naelewa. Mi nakwambia I've paid a personal price for the battles that you guys are fighting today. It's just that during that time when I was doing all those things, ilikuwa solo. Maybe ukipata ni wase watatu, but I was the one doing all, I've been out there, let me put it like that. So how do you keep this thing moving? How do you keep the fire going? How do you organize the young people want to lose interest very quickly? So we need to organize ourselves financially. we need to organize ourselves. What areas do we want to focus on? Like ni areas gani? What are the irreducible minimums? Kitu kama hii ya kurecycle the same people, hiyo ni kuinsult wase already wamekufa. You cannot have 50 people die or more than that, and then you bring you bring back the same people. Now I say walikuwa na riot about those guys. So that to me was very arrogant of Ruto. The other thing nataka muunderstand hivi, vile Ruto ana behave saa hii, ana behave ni kama mtu hata hataki kuwa re-elected in 2027. Na huyu ni msee amespend pesa mingi sana for almost 10 years. He's been campaigning for that position, to access that position akonayo. Lakini if he wanted to be re-elected in 2027, ange-recycle the same people. Angewaita mkae chini, mseme atutaki awalete wase wengine. But this guy is recycling the same people, which tells me I'm a strategist, which tells me this guy ameona atakuwa re-elected in 2027, ama he doesn't want to do the work or go through the trouble ya kuwa re-elected. Yeye anataka kurudisha do yake ile alitumia. That's why he's brought in his buddies. Because the way you steal money in government, you don't steal money by bringing strangers ama professionals. You bring people that idolize you, your friends. Ukiwaambia, you know what, give me $1 billion shillings from that ministry, watakuibia. Na hakuna record. So that's how this guy is behaving. So usimse anataka ati kuwa re-elected. If he wanted to be re-elected, angekuwa anafanya zile vitu anafanya sasa. Angekuwa amewaita, anawajaribu to meet all your demands 110%. But he's doing neither. So that's the other thing. So the next phase, me naona I say story yao itakuwa tu kuiba, because they know they are not coming back. That's why analeta his friends. Itakuwa tu kuiba. Na friends wake wako wapi? Department of Defense, hiyo Ministry of Defense, Duale, right? Most of the money that gets stolen in Kenya, within Kenya government, inaibango kwa Ministry of Defense, because you can't audit it. The moment you try to audit it, national security, or we have to keep national secrets, stuff like that. So we don't even know how many people work there. Na wale wasebado wako state akwabu, they can't give you the numbers. So if they want to be corrupt, watakuwa corrupt Ministry of Defense, na uko State House. And who is running Ministry of Defense? Mr. Yake. Sasa huyo msee alikuwa amekuwa fired, amerudishwa na Ruto. Do you think he can tell Ruto anything? He will do whatever Ruto wants. Ruto has called him back. So there is those things to pay in mind. So me nataka you guys decide, how do you come up with a strategy? Diaspora, tunawa support. But how do we marshal our resources to keep this fire going, to keep this movement going? Because me nataka Kenya change. I am tired of this whole thing at Kenya cannot function. Unemployment iko karibu 40%. Na hiyo pesa yote inaibiwa na hawa say. So how do you organize diaspora? How do you organize the local protesters, the local professionals, nurses, doctors, lawyers? How do you organize everybody so that we are moving as one? Uko diaspora, wala watu wako diaspora. You may not be able to go to the street, but let us support these guys with our money, with our dollars. Kila mtu anaweza play part. Ikuwa ni mama mboga hapo, anaweza kuja hapo apatiane maji. Ikuwa ni preacher, anaweza kuja hapo preach. Let us have a movement. Lakini mimi I would advocate against violence. Najua kuna msi alikuwa amesema more like to have cocktail na nini. I don't know how that works, but mi nataka tukisu peaceful na Ruto aone hiyo rebellion. And then we bring this government to its knees. I want this, when the story of this year is written about Kenya and Gen Z, I want it to be like, they came out, we lost some, but we achieved our objectives. So my job here itakuwa, to keep the fire going. I don't know how we can organize ourselves, but we need to have long-term strategies. Kwa beside what it seems like, and this is important because that's how the movement started. Leaders, protests everywhere. Lakini sai tunafika mali. If you want to keep going and achieve something, we need to be more strategic, more organized, and more focused. Like, what do we really want to achieve? It doesn't help to have 100 objectives. We need to have like 5 or something less than 10 that these are our irreducible minimums. Hata Ruto akibaki akiwa present, but at least wale watu
Kidhuri, please. Guy. Unamalizia wengine muda jamani. Some people that
okay.